Welcome back to the show, welcome back to Al's Kitchen. So what have I been up to? I've just come back from a lovely 2 weeks in sunny Cyprus. And guess what, guys? It is done. Something that's taken over a year to do. I'm now a Cyprus citizen, Cypriot citizen. Citizenship was granted in January and I was over there getting my passport. Today, a nice special curry. So some of you may remember that when I was filming in Portsmouth on Gary Each's channel, we was in a restaurant called Akash, and Chef Faz got speaking to him, and he basically says, oh, it's okay for you to do our staff curry, which is a top secret. So I've snaffled the recipe out of his hands and it's on my table now, and I'm going to show you how to do this. Now, I've explained in other videos that staff curries are as many as there are restaurants. So it's not a case of, oh, I've got the staff curry recipe, because there isn't just one. Staff curry recipes are basically the recipes that are formulated by the chefs that work at a particular restaurant, and they'll make a curry that they particularly like. I just want to ask you before I start to give the video a like and a comment. This all helps the channel. Check through my back catalogue, see whether there's any curries that you'd like to make at home. I cover every type of curry, British Indian restaurant style, authentic, there are hybrids. I've even done a complete Balti series. So like and subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications bell, that way you'll know as soon as I've dropped a video you can watch it and maybe plan cooking the curry for the weekend. Let's open up a nice bottle of the golden stuff. Today I'm drinking a Duel, a Belgian strong blonde. Ooh, who doesn't like a strong blonde, eh? Cheers everyone. Those Europeans surely know how to brew a beer. Right, let's come to the ingredients. The full recipe will be written in the description box below. I've got it all out in front of me. Let's have a good look. I've got here 500 grams finely chopped onions here. I'm using red onion because this is what they use in the restaurant. You can use white onion, don't stress over it, it's not that deep. Let's come on to the spices. I've got some turmeric, cumin powder, coriander powder. We've got some chili powder, this is hot. This is mild chili powder in the form of Kashmiri chili powder. Got some garam masala, some cloves, lovely fresh wooden cloves, and we've got some fennel seeds here for that very, very slight hint of licorice. We've got a Star Anise, 6 cardamom pods. If you don't want the pods in there, you can crack these open and take the seeds out. Got some Kasoori Methi and a nice big chunky cinnamon stick. This is not to be underestimated. Now with the chilies, I've got 6 green finger chilies, and I'm going to put these in whole, and all I've done is literally just split them down the middle, left them at the top so that you can fish them out if you want, but they're going to impart all their flavours into the curry. Going to be using a little tomato puree. I've plucked off 4 fresh bay leaves from my bay tree, and here I'm using 3 frozen blocks of garlic ginger paste. If you can use fresh, even better. I'll be using a tin of chopped tomatoes. I've got 150-200 ml of olive oil and 400 ml of water. I'm also going to be throwing in a couple of tablespoons of pure butter ghee. Lots of the Indian restaurant chefs insist on this. It will give a nice authentic flavour to the curry. Shall we start? Not before I've told you that there's a kilo of chicken thighs. Now, why chicken thighs? They are hard to overcook. They retain moisture, they're nice and fibrous, and they're moist and they've got more flavour. Now, they would use in the restaurants bone-in chicken thighs or legs. I know my audience, I know you don't like the bones, use them if you want to. I'm using boneless thigh fillets, but use bone-in if you want that added 1% of flavour. A lot of the chefs swear by it. Let's start cooking. Now for this recipe I'm using my 32cm SQ Professional cast aluminium saucepan, pan, pot, and this has got some kind of space age non-stick. I'll leave the link in the description box below if you want to buy yourself one. They're the best at making this type of curry. Okay, we're rolling. We want to get the oil nice and hot, yeah? Okay, so once we've got our oil nice and hot, we're going to fry out these onions. I've finely chopped them so they cook really quick. And we don't want to rush the onions. We want to soften these right down. It may take 10 to 15 minutes to get these where we want them to be, yeah? Create a tiny little reservoir here. And in that little reservoir, into the oil, we can put the Star Anise, Cardamom Pods, Cloves, the cinnamon, the fennel seeds, and the bay leaves. And we're going to allow these to flavour the oil that the onion is being fried in. So you're going to have some beautiful flavoured onions at the end of this. Absolutely magnificent, beautiful. Right, so I'm going to give these 10 minutes or so, and I'll come back to you to show you what they should be looking like before we proceed to stage 2. Cheers. I've been cooking these for around 8 minutes. Come and have a look where you want to be. See, they've gone a slight golden brown. Can you see that? Slight golden brown. Right, to this mixture, I'm going to add the ghee in now. I'm going to add roughly 2 tablespoons of ghee. Ghee is going to add that lovely, rich flavour to the curry. A lot of the Asian chefs will use ghee. You can use vegetable ghee or butter ghee, prefer the butter ghee. Okay, so let's give these onions a stir. They're looking beautiful. And now I've added the butter ghee. An amazing aromatic is literally coming out, emanating from the pot. So it's about 8 minutes I've been cooking. We're going to add the ginger garlic paste to that. That's absolutely beautiful. Now the butter is giving the onions an even more golden effect. It's almost like glazing them. Let's turn that down a little bit, because now we're going to go in with the spices. In with the turmeric. Let's go in with the cumin and the coriander. Let's add some of that chilli, give it a little bit of kick. This is hot chilli powder, by the way, and for colour, a very mild Kashmiri chilli powder. Now, some people use garam masala to finish a curry off, and that's perfectly normal to do. I'm actually putting it into this curry to cook out all those flavours and to bring out all their aromatics. Add a tiny splash of water. Always be in control of your curry. Those colours look amazing. So let's cook those spices out for around 30 seconds. Look how rich that is. Can you see that? Can you see the colours in that? Right, into that we're going to add the tin of tomatoes. Just 1 tin of tomatoes. I'm using chopped. If you use plumbed, mash them down. So in goes the tomatoes. Beautiful. And about a tablespoon of tomato puree, not too much. That'll do. Mix all that through. Now you can see that onion has created a lovely rich brown base, which is what we want. Now some of these curries, other staff curries I've done, they're more tomatoey than this. This is more oniony, so you're going to have a nice sweet flavour. Let's add the chicken now. Not going to mess around with the chicken, they're already skinned and boned. So in go the thighs. Right, coat them in all of those lovely masalas. That's beautiful. Let's add now the water, 400 ml of water. At this stage I'm just going to add a teaspoon of salt. We can add a little bit more later if it needs it. Stir that through. And we're going to put this on a medium simmer, and we're going to cook this for just 1 hour. Now like I said, it's really hard to overcook thighs. You'll find that they're really soft and tender. And then all we need to do towards the end is add the chilies and the Kasoori methi. I'm not adding the chilies now because they'll melt into the curry and you're going to get a really hot back of throat. So we're going to add them for about 10 minutes towards the end, release some of them capsaicin, get all that heat out of them and the flavour of the green chilli, and then we're going to finish the curry off. So there's nothing left for me to do except put the lid on, and I'll see you in about 50 minutes. I think I'm going to go and deadhead some of my flowers. Okay, so we're nearly at the 50-minute stage. Go and find yourself some fresh coriander, just a small handful will do, roughly that much. Going to put this in the curry. Right, so this is what we call, as you know, the perfecto zone. I've got the wasps coming round here now. Well, let's take a look at this curry, guys. That is lovely. It's looking super rich. As you can see, all the oil has come to the top. So the oil is a good indicator of where we're at with the curry. Look at that lovely sauce. Now we've got 10 minutes to go. Leave the lid off now. I'm going to go in with that coriander. Stir that through. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, that is. Do you know what? I never ever stop getting excited when I've cooked a curry. Right, throw in the green chilies. Now remember, this is what the chefs eat. This is a spicy curry. You can tone the spices to your taste. So if it's too spicy, just take the hot chili powder out. If you don't want to use the chilies, don't put them in. You're still going to have a great tasting curry. Going to add the final teaspoon of salt, so that's 2 teaspoons. Just going to level that off. There we go. And lastly, we're going to add the Kasoori Methi. Put it in your hand. Remember, it's dried fenugreek, and we're just going to make a dust. There you go. Give that a stir. It's looking beautiful, isn't it? Look at the way this cinnamon has expanded as it's been in the liquid and released all of its flavours. I think that's about it. I've got all the ingredients that have gone in there. I'm going to give this a crafty little taste. I can't wait for the taste test. That's amazing. Right, let's plate this up. So I've heard Big John's coming over, so I better do him a nice big bowl. Here we go. There we go. 1 staff curry. So guys, we've done the work. Now it's time to do the eating. Come with me, let's do this lovely taste test. I hope you enjoy doing the cooking. I hope it's pleasurable. I hope it gives you something to do. Makes your house parties interesting, whether you be feeding your families, friends, or just yourself. Right, let's have a taste of this. Let's see how tender the thighs are now. Look, piece just came right off there. Look. That's a lovely, beautiful, intense curry. Now, you've heard me say in other videos, curries will always taste better the day after. When you're using spices, spices will constantly emit their flavours into the oils, into the sauce. Over time, they mature. I mean, this tastes amazing now. Tomorrow, it's going to be exponentially better. Takes nothing away from what is a fantastic curry. This has already gone on my favourites list. I'm going to love you and leave you. Thanks for all your support. Please subscribe to the channel. Let's get 500 likes. Got some great content coming up, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm Al, and I'm out of here. You following me, camera woman?